morning. Today is Tuesday, November 11th. Happy 11/11. Did you make a wish? For this week, since we have entered the Mercury retrograde period, I thought it would be neat to use this sticker, this backdrop. It's called Love Note, kind of as a return to sender, right? Because Mercury has us thinking about things that need to be revisited or returned or whatever. So kind of the energy is, instead of focusing on actions of what we need to do, let's just see what Mercury has in store for us for this first week of the retrograde period. I'm using the Rider-Waite Redux edition, the second printing. We are expecting these the first week of December so that we can start shipping for everyone who's pre-ordered. And hopefully they'll be in your hands before the end of the year. All right, so let's see. What does Mercury have for us? Okay, I'm going to do the center card first, and we have the quintessential Mercury card, right? The Seven of Pentacles. So be patient. You know, there might feel like some things need to be harvested this week, right? But it's saying, okay, recheck your soil, recheck the fruit and see if it's actually ripe for the picking yet. And chances are it's not. Chances are a little bit more time is needed, right? So then we have the Two of Pentacles over here and the Three of Cups. And it's showing that, you know, maybe we've been trying to get some priorities in line, juggling this and that, like just kind of seeing what really needs our attention as opposed to what we can let fall to the ground. So that's where, you know, revisit the projects, make sure everything feels balanced. And that's what's brought us to this site of being like, did I overlook it, or all the T's crossed and the I's dotted? And then going forward, we can celebrate, you know, maybe while we're in this position of waiting for what it is to come to its full potential, maybe it's time to just have a lunch date with some friends, you know, go celebrate and rejoice, catch up over some coffee, brunch order, you know, just kind of take it easy this week. I don't see a lot of action, which definitely falls into that Mercury feeling. It's more just wait. Mercury's telling us it's okay to wait, right? I'm going to bring in some tarot tiles on the side. We have Judgment. The Star, the Emperor, and the Sun. Wow, 4 majors on the side. So a lot of times when I'm using them on the sides like this, I think of kind of like what is tethering this card to this and what is bringing us into the future. And looks like we have a lot of things being brought to light, like the Judgment is we're hearing that call about maybe these old systems, these old foundations, and we're finding our footing, right? The Emperor is being judged, and you can take that however you want. It's a good time for Mercury retrograde to revisit our systems, revisit what it is that we're listening to and rising up for, and where it's stemming from, and finding out if it's actually balanced, if we're on sure footing. You know, wait for the process of things to happen. And going forward, you know, like I said, with the brunch date, the Star and the Sun is saying, you know, hang out with your people, get with your people, organize, collaborate. The Star is saying, dream big, make wishes, we've got your back. And then the Sun is saying, we're going to shine pretty brightly going forward, right? Lenormand on the above and below. Got 3 on above. We have the Fox, Crossroads, and Fish. And below, So when I use these in these positions, it's kind of the undercurrent and what, like, action steps and undercurrent, right? And so we have the clouds, the ring, and stars. And I know star is different than the stars, but I like seeing that energy there. I think it's kind of like a bringing it all together, right? So we have the above energy, the fox, the crossroads, and the fish. Fox for me generally is an entrepreneur card. It could also be just outside of the box thinking is going to bring us to this crossroads where we actually all have access to abundance, right? We have some decisions between the alternate way of thinking in order to have for all, like community. I feel like that's really, the abundance in what it is that we can think outside of the box about. And then the undercurrent, the clouds are dissipating. They're going back with this Emperor and Judgment about the commitments and the promises. And the stars is saying, this kind of feels prophetic. Like this is the way that things have been written, even if we don't understand the bigger picture yet, right? So Mercury retrograde has us thinking about how we got here. It's not time yet. It's not time to act. It's time to just try and settle up and be with your people. We're finding our footing, and a slow process, which is kind of what's needed, I think, after a lot of the energy of last week leading up to this. And so then I have some charms for our cornerstones. The first one we have is the angel. And the angel is telling us that even though we may not be aware of it, there are forces looking out for us. Whether you believe in that or not, maybe just trust in your guardian angel. And that could be ethereal or actually real people. There's always helpers, right? And then we have the penny. And put that there. And that's just talking about, maybe you need to count your pennies. Maybe you need to look for the abundance in the smallest of places. Don't discount the penny. Maybe it's time to make that money bowl. And then another angel. Oh, that's funny. There's a lot of guardian angels looking out for us during this retrograde period. When I see this one, though, this is like your personal ancestors, because this charm has a connection to my grandmother. So that's saying this could be the guardian angel looking out for all of us, like the big, big angels. And then this could be your own personal ancestors that are looking out for you, too. Maybe do some communing with your ancestral line. It's a good time, especially this time of year. Brush up that altar. And then we have the anchor. And the anchor is telling us that, it's okay to stay where you are right now in this position, that there is some stability here. We drop anchor when we find that this is a good place to stay for a moment. So Mercury just says, just wait, trust this bigger picture that's unfolding, and, just be patient. So I don't know what you're facing this week, and I honestly don't know what I'm facing this week. So it'll be kind of neat to see how this plays out. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if this is where you're seeing me for the first time. And be sure to follow me in all the places. And I hope you have a wonderful week. I will be here next Tuesday for another collective reading. Talk to you soon. Bye.